You don't even notice how many mistakes you make during the game, and these mistakes give your opponents a huge advantage. I myself, while playing, have often caught myself thinking that players make the same mistakes over and over again. I admit I am guilty of this too. From an outside perspective, there's zero logic here, so my advice is simple. Watch this video to the end. I guarantee you'll recognize yourself in a few moments. And the main thing is, instead of just brushing it off, store these episodes in your mind and work on them. This will really boost your skill. Round start. What am I doing wrong? I have money, but I didn't buy properly. It seems like such a stupid move. It would be better to fully buy and increase the chances of winning. But no, I decided to do a half buy because I'm going to push the pass. And here is the key point. When you plan to push, for example, carpets, under or other positions, don't buy unnecessary grenades. Yes, you can take them, but only if you are sure you will use them before contact with the enemy. Otherwise, there will be a minus in the bay. When you have bought grenades for $1,300 and losing the jewel, you instantly waste everything. For example, I decided to push the pit, still taking this. A flashbang. Molotovs and smokes are unnecessary for me in this situation. The chance that they will be useful after the first fight is small, especially with my shooting. I call it a mechanical trap and I regularly fall into it myself. It's about excessive spraying. Many hold down the trigger until they're killed, and the result is predictable even when you're shooting someone in the back. If you can't control the recoil, which is likely, the bullets will fly into space and you're dead. Instead of pausing and firing a burst, we just keep pressing until the end. If you watch the demos, it looks just awful. How to break this habit? You go to demo servers and set yourself a limit of 336 bullets. Stopped, another series or special maps for spray training. But spoiler, the first option works better. Buying defuse kits. I don't understand why this is so common. In every other game, I'm frustrated because of my teammates. The guy has money, but he doesn't buy kits, not even to save money. He just forgets. Situation. Last round, there's money, but the diffuser has no kits. Well, of course, why would he need them? And I've had games where at a score of 11 to 12, we lost because someone didn't defuse the bomb in time. Why? Because there were no damn kits. Remember, even if you have the minimum money and you're going for a force buy, purchase a kit. A great option would be to buy one for each of the sites. After all, if you get killed, your teammate can pick them up. And here I will add, pay attention to what surrounds you. I mean, when there's a grenade or the same defuse kit lying near you, which players seem to ignore. My teammate, who is also my brother, constantly gets in trouble for such moments. Well, if you're running, pick up that kit. No, he only gets it if I shout in Discord. Don't be like my brother. Pay attention to such very important things. Second armor. Do not buy the second armor against Kalashnikovs. It's just a waste of money, because the helmet won't save you. The Kalashnikov always one shot to the head. It's better to spend those $350 on the same kit or grenades, especially in overtimes, where the terrorists... In 100% of cases, there will be Kalashnikovs. And now, imagine how much money you will actually save if you don't buy the second armor when it's not needed. Going into a duel. Imagine a situation. You are standing on the ramp and the terrorists are running through short. The first rule is not to engage all at once, because the result is obvious. You will be taken out with 100% certainty and you will be of no use. Instead, you need to catch players one by one, engage in duels where the chances of taking down an opponent are much higher, especially if you have an AWP. Carefully step out, take down one, then another, a third, and so on. Think about it, dying after the round ends. One of the biggest problems for players is trying to save a weapon even when it's not necessary at all. Your team has been taken out, you're left 1 against 5, you can't do anything, you're being pressured, and the biggest mistake is staying alive until the end of the round, because you'll be taken out anyway, and even if not, the weapon you saved is disproportionate to the money the team will receive from the loss bonus. Remember, if the terrorists lose because time runs out and they remain alive, they receive $0 regardless of the loss streak, but if they all die, then a bonus from $1,400 to $3,400 is awarded depending on the loss streak. I think you've seen players on the pro scene intentionally lose in such moments. Now you know why they do it, and I advise you to do the same. Shadows. Very often people forget about shadows, and that's a mistake. There are many positions where you reveal yourself before the opponent sees you. For example, the boiler on Inferno, where the shadow is visible when exiting to short, the pit on Mirage, short on Dust or Ancient, where there are lamps in every corner. This can all be controlled, because if you forget about shadows, you give the opponent a huge advantage. And the inevitable result, as you get eliminated. And then there are the unique ones who start yelling about WH after that. Well, CS players are quite the characters. Bomb. Look at the bottom right corner. There's a bomb icon. Cool. Really? And when you pick up the bomb, a message also pops up on the screen. Are we idiots? Why are you telling us this if it's obvious? Now tell that to those talents who get eliminated with the bomb. And then in the 8th round you hear, "Oh, I had the bomb, I didn't see it. He damn it didn't see it." Or another case, the terrorist reached the plant and instead of planting the bomb, the guy just stands there and shoots. And of course, he carefully hints for the guy to plant the package. And in response, you hear the same thing. "Oh, I have the bomb." So be attentive and don't miss such moments to save the round and your teammates' nerves. Problems with movement. I'm not talking about hardcore air strafing or bunny hopping. That's for tryhards. I'm talking about basic things, like simply getting into the window on Mirage. How many times have you seen a player get stuck there and block you? So please go to a local server and practice climbing for a few minutes. The same goes for short on Dust. When a player is eager to go short, you let him and he struggles for half the round trying to jump onto the box. There are dozens of guides on YouTube on how to do it quickly, because not only do you miss the timing and meet the opponent when he's already aiming at you, but you also stop your teammates. Or the ladder, a classic, especially on Nuke. You try to take the rock, but instead you just bump into each other. Familiar? Of course, it's in every game, and all you need is lower the camera down during the climb. Clutch 1 versus 2. Imagine, you are left alone against 2. The opponents don't know where to expect you from, and this is a chance to take the clutch. But here, many reduce their chances of winning by revealing their position. They stand on the site, not knowing where you will come from, but as soon as you throw a flashbang, they already know your location, and the round goes from winnable to almost impossible. Do not give away your position with grenades if you are in a clutch, especially those that have no impact. In this situation, it's much better to quietly take out one than the other. It's clear that there are moments when grenades are needed, but not always. Sometimes it's better to hold back. You run with a knife in your hands. It has happened hundreds, if not thousands of times. You need to rotate quickly. You rush with a knife and suddenly encounter an opponent. You twist and turn, but he calmly takes you down. Well, at least take a pistol in your hands. Yes, with a knife you run at the speed of 150 units, but why do you need that second if it simply gets you killed? Of course, in CS every second is important, but if you take that second you save by running with a knife, and the moments where you meet an opponent holding a knife and put them together, the answer is obvious. Even if in an unexpected encounter with an opponent you have a pistol in your hands, the chance of survival increases tenfold.